जब मेरे पास मोटिवेशन नहीं होता है, what actually gets me through the day? Discipline and consistency in everything that I do. पूरे दिन अभी है, बाद में नहीं आएंगे. Don't choose sadness, choose happiness. It is a choice.
Sometimes the most powerful forces of change arise from personal deep challenges. At just 14 years old, Virali Modi faced a devastating illness that left her paralyzed. But instead of allowing her circumstances to define her limits, she transformed it into a platform for change that would impact thousands across India. Hello and welcome to Sar Utha Ke Jiyo Tales. I'm Ankit Vengurlekar. This is a show where we bring you stories that inspire millions across India. And today's story is a phenomenally inspiring one. Virali, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure for me. At the age of 14, to face this incredible hurdle, what was that like? Do you have a vivid memory of that age and that episode?
I remember waking up in this white room, like nothing there. It was this empty white room, and I'm climbing upstairs, and the stairs are disappearing behind me. And I go up to a door, and I'm knocking this heavy door, and no one's opening it. So I just turn back around, and I'm walking back down those steps, which magically reappear. And the next thing that I know, I wake up in this hospital, and I am just looking around at my parents. I was intubated. I was on a ventilator at that time, and I had no idea what was going on. The next thing that I remember is I was in a coma for 23 days after that, and I woke up. I came out of the coma on my birthday, and when I woke up, I realized that I was paralyzed from the neck down.
You've had years to reflect on this vivid memory. What do you think those steps were? What was it leading to? What was that door?
I honestly don't know. I like to think that maybe it was the afterlife, and maybe it just wasn't my time, and that's why I'm here, I'm sitting here, and I'm speaking to you.
My pleasure, absolutely. And you've had a couple of absolutely mind-blowing, impactful campaigns from #MyTrain2 and #RampMyRestaurant. Talk to us about the origin story of these. How did this come to your mind? And I believe you're a digital marketing student. So is that where the hashtagification of these campaigns also sort of came to you?
So I was raised in the US, right? And I always thought that accessibility is universal. Accessibility is a human right, so it should be there everywhere. That's what I felt. But surprise, surprise, I moved to India in 2008. And that's when I realized that accessibility is not a universal thing. I never saw anyone with a disability out and about when I came to India. People would just stare at me as if I was a clown and I've escaped the circus or something. Coming to the reason why I started these campaigns. In 2008, I had to travel from Mumbai to Delhi via train. And again, because trains are not accessible, I had to have my mom call 2 porters over to lift me up and to situate me on my berth. That's when I was molested by the porters because they physically had to lift me. And this happened on 3 different occasions in 2008, 2011, and 2013. And I never raised my voice because I was scared of being shamed. And in 2017 is when I started this campaign, #MyTrain2, because this is my train too. It is not just for the able-bodied. It's for everyone. And so I started that campaign. I started with an open letter. That got a lot of traction. So that's when I started the campaign. It went viral, and with the help of a railway official from Kerala, we made 9 stations totally wheelchair accessible by implementing portable ramps and small aisle-sized wheelchairs that fit into the compartments. So a person with a disability can shift onto the wheelchair by themselves and shift onto the berth by themselves, cutting out the middleman, cutting out the porters or the help. So that's what inspired that campaign. And ramp my restaurant because, it's 2025 now. Let's ramp up restaurants.
Kudos to you for coming up with these campaigns. What have been some of the early signals from people who, let's say, benefited from these campaigns. What are some of the DMs that you get, or what are some of the other official communications that you get, either from officials or people from political parties or from actual users or their parents?
I want to talk about actual users because I feel those are the people who are truly important to our community. Before I started this campaign, when I wrote that open letter, I got so many messages from people saying that men and women alike, that we've also been molested by porters and we never had that power or that confidence to raise our voice. You did this and this is our experience. Fighting for accessibility is so important. Look, I'm not saying that I'm the torchbearer. I just want to inspire people and to let them know that your voice matters. No matter where you come from, who you are, what you do, what your race, your religion, none of that matters. Your voice does. So raise your voice, even if it's something minuscule, even if it's something small, but be the change that you want to see. Because if you're not, then who will?
That's incredibly powerful, incredibly motivating. But at what point did you go from, hey, this was my personal experience? Was that also your experience with the national movement? Or were you literally sitting and, planning an entire campaign, a national movement, policy advocacy, speaking with different governments or different ministries across different states, etc.? So how did that come to be?
You can't pick and choose which disability you want to cater to. Make it disabled friendly. It is very important to have facilities for people who are hearing impaired and visually impaired. Majority of the population has mobility issues. And forget about those with disabilities. What about the senior citizens?
There are all these terms which are trying to be politically correct around specially able, differently abled. You had a strong reaction about that. What are your views on that?
We don't need euphemisms. We need accessibility. We were talking about Divyang. Do you know what the meaning of Divyang is? Divine body. Acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's a disability. Call me disabled. We need ramps. We need working lifts. जहाँ पे button, I can reach the button. जहाँ पे मैं button को press कर सकती हूँ. I need smooth roads. जहाँ पे मैं खुद wheelchair चला सकती हूँ. Euphemisms don't help me. Accessibility does.
According to you, what does accessibility entail and how does that pan out or play out in real life?
Accessibility means inclusion to me. And inclusion basically means including me in everyday activities, feeling welcome at any place, whether it's a movie theater, a club, a bar, a pub, a restaurant, a cafe, anywhere. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean एक ramp आपने बना दिया just to show that you are welcome here. अगर आपने ramp बनाया है but your washroom is not accessible for me, I am still not welcome there. So accessibility means me being able to access every part of your home, your restaurant, any commercial building end to end. That is what accessibility means.
That's outstanding. A lot of people just rant when they're angry or point fingers. But to take that and put it into a positive, constructive, conclusive campaign, you were felicitated as BBC 100 Women. What was that experience like?
When I got that email, I thought it was a spam. I deleted it actually.
What?
And then they sent me a follow-up email. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is real. And honestly, hadn't heard about BBC 100 Women. And I was selected and I was facilitated for that. And I was like, I was not expecting any kind of praise. That was never my goal. My goal was impact. And to be honored in such a way, it was crazy. I mean, Michelle Obama, Malala, like all of these prominent figures have been in that list. And I was a part of it.
Bringing attention to the other campaign, which is Ramp My Restaurant. What is the resistance or what has been the response been from the restaurant industry or other stakeholders involved?
There is this vicious circle or cycle that we're living in. If there isn't visibility, there's no awareness. And when there isn't any awareness, there's no visibility. I audited around 50 odd standalone restaurants in Mumbai by myself. Only 5% of restaurants actually had a ramp. We are human beings at the end of the day. treat us with respect. That's why these things are not implemented. That's why ramps are not built, because there isn't demand. Once there is demand, once there is visibility, once there are people constantly asking the restaurant to build a ramp,
Then
that's when a ramp will be available. And that's why I say accessibility is not only my responsibility or the responsibility of someone using a mobility device. It is the responsibility of everyone.
Virali, this is a question for all able audiences. What can they do to be a lot more sensitive in their everyday life when there's a disabled person around them in their presence?
Include them, talk to them, don't alienate them. That's the first thing. Treat them as you would treat any other human being, because treat us the same. The second thing that I can think of is don't touch our assistive mobility devices without our consent. This has happened many times when person will just come up behind me and just push me without, talking to me or asking my consent. This is an extension of my body. So you wouldn't touch me without asking me, would you? So it's the same for the wheelchair. I understand that you may be wanting to help, but ask first. It's very simple. It's not that difficult.
One incredible feather in your cap and your list of amazing achievements is that you are India's first wheelchair using fashion model. What has been your experience?
Honestly, my experience has been good. It's not been bad. Honestly, that dream, it started बचपन से, where कुछ होता है तो देखा ही होगा.
तुम नहीं समझोगी अंजलि.
It was Shah Rukh Khan. Like, I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to also do modeling at the same time. And just seeing Shah Rukh ke aise bahe filana, and I wanted to be Kajal. That is who I wanted to be. And when I became disabled, that's when I put all of my dreams on the back burner, and I was like, nahi hoga Virali, it's okay, we'll figure it out. 2014 is when I participated in the Miss Wheelchair India pageant, and I won second place. And that's when I thought, yeah, chalo, this is like my way into Tinseltown, my way into the limelight and all. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was not. I went on auditions, let me be honest. I went out on auditions, and I was always let down, not because I wasn't pretty, not because I wasn't talented or I wasn't perfect for the role. It was because I was on a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair. Like, TKR, you use your legs to walk, I use my wheels, I'm faster than you. But in 2017, I auditioned for an ad with Salman Khan, and I found out that it was Being Human.
Wow.
It was with Salman Khan, and my photo was on a hoarding in Bandra.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. How did that feel?
Amazing. Amazing. I took my mom. My dad was in the US, so I video called my dad, and I was like, Papa, dekho, like your daughter, like she's made it, she's here.
So cool.
It was amazing. And you know how they say life is full circle? My last project was with Shah Rukh Khan.
Ooh, look at you,
Yes.
rolling it in with the Khans.
I have to.
Across all the campaigns, everything that you've done, and we're going to go into some of the financial independence and some of the financial planning bit. But before that, I must ask you, people who are also completely able-bodied, so to say, they don't have this mindset or this attitude towards life that you have. How do you cultivate this? And how should people look at it?
You have one life. ये लाइफ में अगर नहीं करोगे जो करना है तो कब करोगे? लाइफ के जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो तो हमेशा आएंगे, बट यू हैव टू चूज़ हैप्पीनेस, यू हैव टू चूज़ टू बैटल, यू हैव टू चूज़ टू बी अ वॉरियर, एंड यू हैव टू चूज़ मेंटल resilience. It doesn't just come automatically. It doesn't just hit you in the face.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Everything in life is a choice. Right now, I could definitely sit at home and just cry कि भगवान ने मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया, universe ने क्यों किया. What I know and what I can change. Why should I worry about what I can't? It's very simple for me, and it is very black and white. Yes, I know that there is a gray area for people. For me, it isn't. It is very black and white. It is either I stay in that dark side, or either I can stay in the light, and I choose to stay in the light.
Absolutely love that, looking at the glass half full. Thank you so much for that, Virali. I want to switch gears to financial planning. What has that experience been like for you with regards to financial planning, being financially disciplined, and working towards your financial independence?
People like to think that I'm very sorted, and honestly, I'm not. I'm a shopaholic. When my husband came into the picture, he is the one who actually sat me down and explained why these things are so important and why you should be very careful with your money. So he's the one who actually instilled this belief of saving. As much as I don't want to admit it, but Kshitij, it's because of you.
How do you look at planning your finances now?
I've instilled the minimalist mindset. I have started saving upwards of 80% of every payment that I get. Yeah, I am prone to more medical visits. And, God forbid, kabhi na aisa ho, but if I have to undergo an emergency procedure of some kind, chalo, insurance is there, no doubt. But if I have savings, if I have something to support me when I get a little bit older, then that's only going to help me.
What's the future looking like for Virali Modi? What are some of the dream projects that you're looking to focus on?
Being really honest, I've recently started a new petition, a new campaign called #Mumbai Ramps Up.
Wow.
Because let's be really honest, Mumbai is totally dug up right now. And I think this is the best time to get PMC and to get other government officials to make Mumbai accessible. When it comes to fashion, Manish Malhotra, I'm looking at you, ready to walk the ramp for you, roll on the ramp for you. I'm honestly just taking life one day at a time. I'm just grateful to be alive, to be here, and to be breathing, and to make an impact.
This reminds me of one of my favoritist poetry. It's by Dushyant Kumarji. You might have heard these lines in Amir Khan's Satyameva Jayate. मेरे सीने में ना सही, तेरे सीने में ही सही, लेकिन आग जलती रहनी चाहिए. And I feel Virali Modi's life and the campaigns and the story and the advocacy that you do is a clear example of living with that fire and also, sort of infusing that fire in everybody else who's watching you. Virali, you have this incredible doer energy. There are thinkers, there are talkers, and then there are doers. And you're clearly a doer with a lot of bias for action. What would you like to give in terms of a message to other disabled folks, other disabled friends, on cultivating a doer energy rather than just, like you said, sitting and mulling over where they find themselves?
You can be problem-oriented or you can be solution-oriented. Be solution-oriented. Find a solution. For example, I live in an inaccessible flat. I'm solution-oriented. I've figured out things. I've found solutions to all my problems. जो आप नहीं कर सकते उस पे फोकस मत करो. हमारे मुंबई में एक कहावत है, एक वर्ड है, जुगाड़. Find जुगाड़. Become solution oriented.
Out of all the incredible milestones, campaigns that you've had in your life, what would you say, Virali, is your Sar Utha ke Jiyo moment?
It's a little emotional. My mom was battling cancer for 9 months before she passed away. She was in the US at that time when she was battling cancer. I flew to the US and a day before her death, I held my mom in the hospital. I hugged her. And even though she couldn't talk properly, she was very weak. She said that I am proud of you for everything that you've done in your life and for the woman that you've become. I'm just very proud of you. And that's my Sar Utha ke Jiyo, because if I've done anything right in this life is make my mother proud, the woman who sacrificed her life for me.
My final question to you would be, anybody who's watching this right now and is finding themselves in a really low spot, what would be a key message or a key mantra for you that you'd like to share with them?
जब मेरे पास motivation नहीं होता है, what actually gets me through the day? Discipline and consistency in everything that I do. So whether that is waking up, meditating, working out, whatever, that gets me through the day. पूरे दिन अभी है, बाद में नहीं आएंगे. Don't choose sadness, choose happiness. It is a choice.
Her story helps us understand the importance of securing the financial future of our loved ones. Secure your future today with term plans from HDFC Life. That was outstanding. I definitely want a Virali GPT to talk to me every time I'm feeling down and out. I feel like I could totally do with some of this vitamin V.
Oh my God.
That's a cool name.
That is a very cool name.
Vitamin V.
That should be my rapper name.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. This has been such a great chat, Virali. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you liked watching this. If you're as pumped as I am after this incredibly inspiring, motivating conversation, feel free to like this video, share it with all your friends who you would like to leave with this beautiful sunny disposition as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Sar Utha Ke Jiyo Tales is where we bring you stories of ordinary Indians doing absolutely extraordinary things. And don't forget to tune in next time where we bring you yet another mind-blowing story. Thanks so much for watching. What is like your, yes, I did it lunch or dinner?
Pizza.
Really?
Any
Well, whatever
day.
happened to like I'm on calorie deficit and all that?
I make pizza at home.
Okay, then that explains. Do you make it with like a cauliflower base and something?
It's maida.
Okay, then.